and welcome everyone to the Dreams Landing production of Dance with a Wounded Tree. I'm Peter Armetta, and it's my very great pleasure to welcome you wherever you may be, whatever time zone you find yourself in. Through the platform of Zoom, you're able to join our cast and crew scattered as we are throughout Northwest Oregon and Southwest Washington and New York City, New York, for Dance with a Wounded Tree. And we present it tonight at the end of a dark and difficult year as we get closer day by day to the shortest, darkest day of that dark and difficult year, which is when the cycle of nature shifts, the new light is invisibly born and begins to grow. That's just how it works. It's how it's always worked. And that's the spirit in which we want to offer Dance with a Wounded Tree to you tonight. It's also what the Spangler family in our story is going to find out all about for themselves, starting just a few moments from now.
God, I so wish I could explain all this to you. You have no idea. It's not like I'm a drama queen. I'm not. No, really, just ask. Never mind, I can't remember who you should ask, but trust me on this, okay? You see, one day, not long ago, I found myself in a strange frozen place, somewhere between sleep and waking, somewhere between night and day. It can be so hard to remember a dream once you wake up, right? Well, this was like someone was dreaming me, and halfway through they forgot how the dream went. I'm not kidding. If I could explain how it all happened, I think I could wake up and find my way back. I think so. But please, I'm telling you, the longer you listen, the closer you'll probably come to that very same place. Sorry. Thought I should warn you if it's not too late already. Look at your eager, anxious faces. Quit tap dancing, girl. Just tell us what's in your heart. But that's the problem right there. No heart. Just a big, numb. All right, we'll start small. There's a girl lying in a hospital bed. See, there she is. Surrounded by older people who love her. Her mother, her father, her doctor. See them looking down at her? See how concerned they are? God, how I hate them all. This is Brenda. She understands. I don't have to explain to you, do I, girl?
No, Brenda knows.
Brenda knows. She knows I don't mean that. I don't hate them all.
Yes, you do. I hate them too.
Brenda, behave yourself. Look, they don't even notice. You can't penetrate their fog, believe me, I've tried. Sometimes I think they're the ones in a coma. Brenda, come here. Strange, isn't it? But then no one ever notices anything. Have you noticed that? You've noticed that, haven't you, Brenda? The things that really count, right before our eyes, poof, gone, just like they never happened.
You know how people are. That tree we just passed was breathing. Sorry, didn't notice. Nope, did you? Not me. That tree we just passed was crying, calling out in agony. Sorry, but I'm sure you understand I'm a busy man. No time for noticing absurdities. It's a tree that holds the past inside and wants to blossom into our future, but it's frozen. Like our tears, like the frozenness that numbs a weeping heart. Look, see a doctor, would you? Right away. Tell him and no one else these things you think you started noticing.
And then there's Uncle Jack. At least I think so. I think he's my Uncle Jack, and I think he's there. But maybe not. I have a vague sort of memory, whatever that word might mean, that I met him for the first time last Christmas by the little tree in front of our county courthouse. Beautiful, isn't it?
Are you talking to me, girlie?
Yes, I'm talking to you. Surely, doesn't the tree look lovely?
Surly little girlie, aren't you? Can't spare a little respect for your elders this Christmas?
For heaven's sake, in case this is new to you, it's called being pleasant. You should try it. Spirit of Christmas and all that.
Oh, pleasant. Oh, yes, lovely. Pathetic.
Well, I'm sorry you seem to be having such a sour time of things this year.
Oh, please, don't talk to me about sour. Oh, isn't the tree lovely? Look, it's shining with light. The maintenance monkeys hold a dirty string of bulbs out of some rusty storage shed like they do every year and trust that poor defenseless tree with them like a yearling calf.
Defenseless tree, that's good. They are defenseless, aren't they?
Oh, yes, aren't they? Aren't they just? And when they're wounded, they forget. But wounded or not, they don't let go. You ever make a tree, girlie?
Did you ever read the poem, Only God Can Make a Tree?
That's what people think. That's what people say who never had to make a tree out of nothing on the spot in the middle of the forest to keep themselves from going under.
Did you do that?
You're goddamn right I did that, or I wouldn't be standing here.
Well, good for you. We all have bad moments, don't we? We have that in common. I have circulation problems.
In common, the two of us. Listen, here's what we have in common, girly. We both know how to make a tree.
I don't have any idea how to make it.
Don't shit me, sister.
And I don't want to know either. I'm sorry I upset you. I was just trying.
Yeah, you were just trying and failing miserably as usual, right? Right? Because we don't all get to be the white snake, do we? Nope. Some of us know too much.
Not me. I don't know a single thing. I'm not a snake of any kind.
No, that's strange. So how do you know about the dance they do?
The what?
The what? The what? The two snakes, the black snake and the white snake, especially the black one, right? Right? Oh, come on, come on. They come up out of the earth when you're about to go under.
I'm sorry, I have to go now.
When you're about to go under, they come up once and for all, just in time, and they dance. And the black snake slithers up your left arm. And the white snake slithers up your right arm, and they twine and rise up in rhythm higher and higher, and they dance up into the air until they become the branches of a great, big, powerful, spreading tree that wasn't there before. And all the little trees growing nearby suddenly release their tender spirits, who step out and gather round to witness. And the mighty bear spirit comes dancing and prancing down the mountainside, his red headband flapping to and fro. And he carries in his arms...
Please stop, please. Stop.
What's the matter? Don't you want to hear about what he carries in his arms?
No, I do not want to hear what the mighty red headband bear spirit carries in his arms.
Well, I don't need to tell you, do I?
No, definitely you do not.
I mean, since you already know.
How could I know? I am not an insane homeless person. I do not suffer from delusions.
No, well, that's a shame, but don't give up hope.
Please, just leave me alone. The tree isn't lovely. It's hideous, all right? It looks exactly like a trussed-up yearling calf. I'm sorry I spoke.
Didn't you ever wonder how you got to be a surly girly?
Please stop calling me that.
It doesn't just happen, you know. It's not an accident.
Are you some kind of fallen sociologist? Were you once a full professor at a major public university, or perhaps you still are?
Oh no. It takes suffering. Not the ordinary kind. That would be too easy. No, the kind of suffering that no one can see and no one can explain. The kind you feel moving, shivering deep inside your bones over and over and over again for years.
Oh God, you're a psychologist, aren't you? I knew it. Did my mother tell you where to find me?
And once its roots have spread all through you, then you have to forget and remember. Forget and remember over and over and over again. Sort of like I'm doing now, right before your eyes.
Ah, stop it! You get a charge out of scaring me, don't you? You should be ashamed.
And I am, anyone can see that. But specifically, according to you.
Why are you faking some kind of mental condition? Are you a welfare cheat?
Now watch yourself, sister. I consider myself to being 50 kinds of a disaster, but one thing I am not is a fake.
That's exactly what you are. You don't believe that ridiculous snake and bear story? Not funny or frightening, by the way. Who do you think you're fooling?
Sorry, no idea what you're talking about. I haven't told that story in 30 years.
Oh, yes, you did. Just now, I heard you. Strange, confusing, unpleasant, right? Not the real old-fashioned Christmas spirit. Well, that's just how it was.
I haven't told that story in 30 years.
Perfect, thank you. So now you know at least one thing I'm sure of.
For 30 years, I've told that story whenever the spirit fills me.
Oh, God, you see my problem?
For 30 years, I've told it every Christmas Eve when the mighty bear spirit awakens the bear, the tree.
And all that was even before I knew who he was. I'd probably never have seen him again except for Brenda.
Uncle Jack, Uncle Jack, Uncle Jack!
Brenda loves him.
Yes, 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 Brenda loves Uncle Jack!
Well, she would, of course.
Brenda!
Brenda, you stop that. Bad dog. Oh, I don't mean that. God, how I hate all this confusion.
Well, you would, of course.
Oh, what's the use?
You're a very intelligent, serious person.
In a serious, intelligent coma. Lost my young mind one day and never missed it.
That's why your father knows he can trust you with the future of the White Springs Ranch. In spite of your recent health challenges, he knows he can absolutely count on you.
But then my father is such a fool, isn't he, Brenda? Isn't he, girl? Just a big, fat, greedy, crooked, successful fool. That's my dad. Right, girl?
So how was your first day?
Oh, you know, I can find the bathroom now. Through the front door, Forest Service welcome. Second door on the left.
Well, you're going to have to find a little more than that. Although that's a good place to start. The survey chief's name is Lindstrom. The maps will be in his office. They'll be in a file drawer or on his network drive, probably both.
Dad.
The Forest Service has got that whole subsurface drainage map down to the last wormhole. Has had for years, but they won't make it public. Well, I don't need them to make it public. I just need to get my hands on it.
Dad, it's my first week.
Initiative, Laura. Everyone admires it.
Oh, sure. Go get her, map thief. They'll be lined up around the block to hire me.
I'm not going to debate this with you, young lady. Water from the White Springs fountain has always been our main moneymaker, not to mention the rights we control from all the runoff. But it's sheer luck that aquifer surfaces right there in the spring on our property. I ask you, what's the future of the White Springs Ranch if those clowns allow the spring to go dry?
Just like me. No circulation.
Yeah, suspicious coincidence. It's okay. I don't hold you responsible. Not directly. Not yet.
Dad?
Kidding. How are things circulating for my little girl these days anyway?
It's not good, Dad. I can barely feel my fingers. Anything I steal, I probably drop on the floor in front of the whole office.
Well, have a cover story ready. That's always a good idea, even if you haven't done anything. Once we have the charts and we've dredged out the aquifer, start working on a social media campaign. You know, all about the incredible benefits to the public. Those Forest Service flunkies have no concept of resolve. Once it's done, they'll fold up like a leaky umbrella.
So, restating here, Dad, I steal secret government documents. I give them to you so you can illegally dredge on public lands to change an entire drainage system without regard to the health of the environment for your personal profit. Then, I spread misinformation online to portray it as a selfless and extremely legal act of public service. That's my internship with the Forest Service.
Well, your phraseology needs a little work. I'll help you with that. But roughly, yes. And get focused, get involved. That's sure to help your circulation problem.
Got it. Dad, before you go, can I tell you something?
Laura, have you been listening? I have a few things to take care of.
It's kind of important.
Oh, all right.
You know how much I love you.
Yeah,
But I have to tell you this.
good. I suppose you will eventually.
I hate you, Dad.
What?
But don't take it personally, okay? I hate Mom too.
What?
But most of all, I hate living in this house.
Okay. Your mother and me in our house. I guess that about covers it.
Brenda, go lie down. Go on, Brenda. Basket. I can't stand this house anymore. Everything's congested. Even the air. It's like trying to breathe molasses.
You and your friends are doing drugs, aren't you?
Come on, Dad. You know I don't have friends.
Molasses. Is that what they're calling it now?
I'm telling you, it's not personal. I hate everything. It makes it pretty hard at Christmas, you know. Everyone's so frickin' cheerful. Merry Christmas! Happy holidays! I want to say thank you. That's sweet. But are you serious? What is wrong with you? Don't you feel how we're frozen, dried up, choking here in all those little trees?
Don't worry. Your mother and I know how you love your trees. We'll bring one home.
Don't! I hate them. Little dead tree mummies sparkling and flashing at you like they're still alive, grotesque. Everyone fawning over their decorated corpses, and all the while, the great tree, the one we depend on, is dying.
The great tree we depend on is dying? I see. Sounds like bad molasses to me. But really, thanks for sharing. Now remember, you're to come home with those plans tomorrow. Do you understand me? No stalling, young lady. We're going to get this dredging show on the road. The waters will flow, I'm telling you. Oh, and I want to know when you decided to have that surgery Dr. Richards recommended. She says it's pretty sure to get things circulating again. Come the new year, everything will be flowing like a beautiful river.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how it all flows around here, believe me. Just remember what I said. Okay, Dad?
Oh, how could I forget? But it's okay, sweetheart. I know you don't mean it.
Well, did I mean it? I thought hard about that. Oh, yeah, I so meant every word. But somehow, when I heard myself say it, a totally new picture started to come clear in my. Somewhere. That crazy homeless old man was the only one who got it about me. What my mother and father couldn't see, or me either till that moment. I'm not a drama queen. I'm a surly girly. Great and terrible secret, right? So right away, I had to tell my mother. I already told Dad, so it's only fair to tell you too.
Tell me what, dear?
I hate you, Mom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I hate Dad, and I hate living in this house with the two of you.
Well, they say the worst thing in relationships is not knowing where you stand.
But don't take it personally, okay? I hate everything and everyone. There's something terribly wrong with me, really. I'd blow it all up if I could. Everything, every last thing in this stumbling, heartless zombie parade you're all so proud of, I would. Or, no, I'd let it all sink into the swamp till it got drowned and covered over with mud. Yeah, and I'd laugh. I'd just run away and leave you all to suffocate in the muck.
Well, now, you have to remember you're growing up in very confusing and distressing times. And you're at an age where it's perfectly normal to have some of these feelings.
Mom, don't philosophize at me, okay? I can't tell you how I hate that.
And you don't hate everyone.
Listen, I'm telling you, I hate everyone.
You love Brenda.
She's the only one. How pathetic and crazy is that? Mom, what's wrong with me? I don't love anything in this world except my dog.
Because you know she loves you. And you're right, there's no one who loves you like Brenda does.
Because people know better. Because I'm crazy and bad, like a little black snake.
Because we can't give ourselves completely like Brenda does. Our four walls will buckle and come crashing down around us if we give ourselves like that, even for a moment.
So you don't love me either.
I do, Laura. I do, very deeply. But I can't go live in a tree. None of us can. I have to go on living in this house that's being shaken by the wind. I have to do what I can to keep the four walls from buckling.
It's all coming down, Mom. Our house can't stand while the great tree we depend on is dying. There it was again. The great tree we depend on is dying. Have you ever had a moment like that? Where it's like someone you don't even know is sharing your brain and using you like a megaphone? Or like you're a cave and you have no choice but to echo? I couldn't stop thinking about that silly encounter with an old man in front of a Christmas tree and all the ridiculous things he said.
I didn't mean to say those things. They were out before I knew it. A complete stranger. I just accosted her. I don't do that. I never do that. I don't approach people.
Strange.
Very strange.
Makes you wonder who she might be.
I just lit into the poor girl and started telling her, you know, the things I can't talk about ever to anyone.
Oh, those things.
You talked about them?
That's bad.
Oh, you mustn't.
Not until the time is right.
Not until we remember.
Snakes appearing, turning into trees. It sounds insane.
And of course you are.
Yes, it's because you are. You have to be.
To talk to a tree and take what it tells you seriously.
Then I start explaining.
Mistake.
Big mistake.
Huge mistake. You should know better by now.
And then I stop believing.
Well, naturally.
Then my whole life is a waste.
No, not exactly. You still remember how to do this little dance with us when the wind blows.
Except for this dance.
Yes, you still dance with the tree by the spring. Is that so little?
When I'm here with you, it all seems so natural.
As natural as the wind rippling our hair. Rippling and rippling right down to our roots.
So natural to move and ripple and flutter in the breeze, just as you do.
And you didn't always know how, remember?
It's all I've learned in all these years of living.
Well, and if we can't remember the story that we're dancing, or who we are dancing it for, does it make the dancing worthless? Does it?
It feels so right. So right, like suddenly everything is where it belongs.
Just where it belongs.
But if I start to talk about it, then I'm a fool.
A fool.
A fool.
Just a dancing fool.
But maybe that's the price you pay.
Yes, there might not be another way.
For us to dance away the wound in us and in you too.
This crazy dancing is to heal a wound.
Oh, sorry. You mean we never mentioned that?
You keep me dancing, but you might consider keeping me up to date.
Forgive us. Our memory is not the best.
but then that's really in your department.
Remembering things that no one told me.
Do we have to tell you how your heart's turned black?
How the heart we share is wounded by a lie.
Don't you feel it for yourself when we step closer?
I've forgotten. I've forgotten. It's all buried in a place that died.
Forgive us. We've forgotten too. So much, such inconceivable forgetting.
Where we come from?
What makes us dance?
What makes the heart a fountain that a sacred cleansing stream comes gushing through?
Forgotten.
How our hearts tell a story.
That we have to live and dance till we remember.
And all we know from all of this dancing and calling
is that someone's meant to hear.
I only know she's gone. She ran away. She hasn't danced in 30 years.
And so we dance and cry till the day when she remembers.
And appears.
I meant every word I said. I just wasn't, making sense then or now. But if something touches you, if you feel it squeezing your heart, even if it's invisible and comes from someplace far away, it might still be real, don't you think? So I just kept trying to feel, trying to listen to my heart,
Bzzz.
Well, that was a mistake, because one day there it was, this harsh, grating, buzzing emptiness right where my heart should be. Hear it?
Bzzz.
Boy, that was an eye-opener. But finally, last summer, that sound became a strange vibration, and then, I don't know, a sort of wistful song I didn't so much hear as feel, coming out of the woods near our house. It came drifting in on the breeze through our open windows and rushing in through our open doors, mostly at dusk. Mom and Dad didn't hear it. Big surprise, right? But Brenda, she heard every note. It drove poor Brenda mad.
Oh, for God's sake. Can't you shut that animal up?
Brenda, come here. Brenda, come.
Song! Something's wrong!
Brenda, stop. Stop now. You're making us all
Crazy, something's crazy. Song! Something's wrong!
Ooh, that dog is having a psychotic episode right before our eyes.
Brenda, look. Look what Margaret saved for you. A nice, juicy soup bone just for Brenda.
Soup bone for Brenda.
All right, now, you take that bone and hide it in your treasure closet. That's right. And tonight, while we're all trying to sleep, you can take it out and bat it around the kitchen and slobber over it to your heart's content.
Brenda's bone, no one touches!
I think there's something wrong with that dog.
Well, we've always known she was unstable ever since she was a puppy. Look at how she treats those bones. Would any sane animal do that?
No, I think it's organic. Something with her brain, some aberrant canine thought waves.
Laura's dog has thought waves? That's terrible. But Howard, what does the vet say?
I'm taking her to a new vet. He'll find something, you watch. Look what happened to our daughter since she got so chummy with that dog. Laura doesn't have friends anymore, just a dog named Brenda, excuse me. She's become secretive, paranoid.
Laura has her Brenda.
Well, both of them. Think about it. They spend all their time together. They don't confide in anyone. God knows where they go. We have to watch that very carefully.
Laura wants her own life, that's all. It's perfectly normal. She doesn't want us spying on her.
Not normal. When did she start hating us? Ignoring my pleas to save the spring when she started cozying up to Brenda. I'm not spying on my daughter. I'm just making sure she doesn't ruin her life. Because we let that dog put crazy ideas in her head. Don't look at me like that. Don't you dare look at me like I'm the one who's crazy here. It's perfectly possible that's where all this is coming from.
So what do we do, Howard?
We take her to the vet. I mean the doctor. Both of them. Laura goes to the vet. Brenda goes to the vet. Laura goes to Dr. Richards.
I know you're concerned for her, darling, and you want the best.
Don't darling me, Maggie. New vet. Both of them. Before it's too late.
Dad, what did you do to Brenda? She's beside herself. She had that bone in her mouth and she was banging it on the floor like she was beating a drum. I think it was a mazurka. She's got a definite rhythmic sense, you know.
Yeah, she's Keith Moon in a future life.
Brenda's bone beats Brenda's drum. Song! Something's wrong! Brenda plays a sad, sad song.
See, she's very upset and she needs to go out, but first I have something to tell you, Dad.
Oh, God, those dreaded words.
Your attitude and your behavior towards my dog have made me realize something important. You're insane and you're dangerous.
And you hate me. Don't forget that.
Yes, but that's not the point. I can't help you with your problem. I won't steal documents and I won't tell lies on the internet. No way. I hope the flow from the spring revives and the White Springs Ranch makes you $1 gazillion, but your dredging plan is stupid, illegal, and dangerous, and I won't help. I'm not having any surgery, and just please stay away from my dog from now on. Now, Brenda, you go do your business and come right back in, okay, girl? Brenda, no, come back here, you bad dog. If it hadn't been for Brenda dashing off into the woods like that, I don't think any of this would have happened.
See? You see? They staged that little pantomime for our benefit. So we wouldn't know what the two of them are up to out in the woods. I'm telling you, that dog knows something about the spring.
Howard, listen to yourself. Your daughter and her dog are what? Trying to dry up the spring? Why would they do that?
Why do sick, crazy people and rabid dogs do anything? Because they hate us. Because they want to sabotage everything. Isn't that enough? How do you behave toward people you hate?
Well, look at this. We kept on and on with our doleful song, and finally someone came.
Tree!
Yes, that's right. Aren't you a clever dog?
Tree!
Good girl. You see, it's a very special sort of tree. A tree not everyone can see.
Oh, tree! Brenda loves you! Brenda loves the tree! Tree!
Both of us, Brenda?
The black and the white together?
You make us want to dance.
Did you hear us crying? Did you, girl? We cried and felt so hopeless.
Hopeless.
Really hopeless.
And you came to help us, didn't you? But we're doing so much better now.
Oh, so much better, Brenda.
So much better, Brenda.
And do you know why? That's right, you clever dog. You know just what to do.
Brenda knows!
You're breathing with us now. Our breath is your breath, and your breath is our breath.
Brenda breathes. Brenda slows. Brenda breathes. Brenda knows.
You hear that? Do you, girl?
What? What? Something? Where?
It's water flowing.
The spring!
The spring!
Yes, clever dog, there's water flowing in the spring.
Brenda?
Shh. Quiet now. Someone calling.
Laura! Laura comes for Brenda.
Your mistress coming after you? How interesting to see who she might be.
Brenda, stay, you hear me? Stay! Wherever you are, you bad, bad dog. There you are. I half killed myself trying to follow you through that thicket. Brenda, what's the matter? Brenda, what is it?
Tree! Tree! Brenda loves the tree!
It's all right, girl. It's all right. I'm here.
Brenda loves the tree! Brenda loves Laura!
I'm right here, Brenda. I'm right here with you. Can you feel my hands? That's right. Just breathe into my hands. In, out. In, out. In, out. Into my hands. Good girl.
Brenda breathes with Laura. Brenda breathes with the tree.
We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be just fine.
Brenda breathes. Brenda knows.
Breathing together, aren't we, girl?
Laura breathes. Laura knows.
Oh, God, what's that? Just be still, okay, girl? Please just be very, very still.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, it aches again.
It hurts again. Oh, when it flows.
Did you hear that, girl?
It hurts again.
It aches so gently.
When it flows. It hurts again when it flows in frozen arteries.
It aches so gently where it's so long been frozen.
When it flows. When it flows.
When it flows, flows, flows.
Oh, God, I'm completely losing it. Something's moving, expanding, like it's stretching, waking up.
What? What? Something? Where?
Somewhere inside me. Somewhere inside that tree.
Who would have dreamed it could happen to such a surly girlie, huh?
Who are you? What do you want? Oh, my God, it's the fallen sociologist.
I gave you a really hard time last Christmas, didn't I? I'm sorry, truly. Please accept my apology. Christmas Eve in town, I'm not at my best. I do much better out here in the summer with my friends, the trees. You thought you were being harassed by some insane homeless panhandler, right? Confess. But here you are, my guest in the little clearing deep in the woods that hardly anyone knows about, where almost no one ever comes.
Thank you for your warm welcome. I think I'm losing my mind.
Yes, I imagine you must be. Some people claim that's a healing experience. Did you know that?
Am I hallucinating? That tree wasn't there a minute ago, was it?
She sees.
She sees.
She sees the wounded tree.
And how can it
Yes?
sway like that?
Pathetic. Sorry, but I know you can do better than that.
Oh, what is this crazy?
Itching?
Yes, an itching deep inside where I can't reach it. And why is the tree?
What? Swaying?
No!
Dancing! Dancing! The tree is dancing!
Oh, Brenda, can that tree be dancing?
Dancing slowly, dancing growly, dancing highly, dancing lowly, like Brenda is dancing.
Oh God, that thing inside me really, really wants to dance. It's been itching and aching, just aching for so long. Longer than I've been alive. How can that be?
Time to dance! Laura and Brenda, dance with the tree!
Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Hey, sociologist, what's your name?
It's Jack.
Jack. What do I do?
You're asking me? Let's see. Tell me who you are and how you found this place, then let yourself dance.
It seems so crazy. Dangerous, almost. It's fine for Brenda. She's always been nuts.
Yes, yes, fine for Brenda. Brenda is dancing and Brenda is nuts.
So, your footloose friend is Brenda, and you are?
Laura, from the White Springs Ranch. The house at the foot of the trail. The Spanglers. Some sound was making Brenda frantic. She just dashed off into the woods and I just followed her.
Was there, right before my eyes that day in town. Oh, yes, it hurts breathing and expanding inside as the new current starts to flow.
Do you feel it too?
Oh, yes. I see her in you, and him too. You're the daughter.
You know my parents?
Howard and Margaret, you could say I know them of old. So their daughter turned out to be a surly girly. Sad. But not your fault, poor thing. No, really. What choice did you have?
Okay, a little odd. But no big deal, right? Probably just bad molasses. In a state of severe adolescence. Hormones, hunger, lack of sleep. Well, maybe. See what you think, because it got worse. Brenda and I were out in the woods again the very next night. I couldn't help myself, but of course I had no idea how to get to wherever we'd been. So I just turned Brenda loose and followed her.
Yes, yes, follow Brenda. Follow Brenda to the tree.
Brenda, no, I recognize this. We go down that path to the hollow.
No, nothing down there. Follow Brenda.
No, I'm sure we turned here last time.
No last time.
Yes, last time we...
No last time. Brenda hates last time. Follow Brenda.
No, Brenda.
Yes, Brenda, yes. Laura follows Brenda this time. This time.
I knew Brenda was wrong.
No, Brenda knows.
She was so crazy to have me follow her. It broke my heart. Or what I thought of then as my heart. So what could I do?
Nothing, only follow Brenda.
Welcome once again. Couldn't stay away, I see.
Tree, black tree, white tree. That's the tree that Laura sees.
It's the same tree.
The very same.
Here on this hilltop.
The very tip-top.
But last night we were down in a hollow.
Well, who knows where we'll be tomorrow?
I'm afraid there's no time to indulge in your confusion.
Laura, brave girl. You believe in your illusions.
Oh, it's easy to say somebody's crazy or just weird, strange. One little word and poof, no need to notice anymore, but what if it was you? You think that couldn't happen? You could never hear yourself saying, Mom? Is that you?
Yes, Laura, it's me. It's your mother in the tree.
How did you find this place? You hate the woods. Did you follow Brenda?
Don't you understand? These are my four walls where I really live. This is where I've been lost so long, for decades, centuries, far below in the roots of this tree.
Bizarre. Impossible, right? Except it's happening to me. Oh, Mom, this aching.
Oh, I know.
I know.
I know.
Brenda knows.
All of a sudden, like a stone swelling up, getting heavy in my belly.
I know, and I apologize. Anyone who gets too close begins to feel my aching.
A black aching.
A white aching.
Brenda's aching.
Centuries. Don't you see centuries of life trapped inside me, waiting to be free?
God, how awful.
You know what I have to ask you, right?
She knows.
Oh, yes, she knows.
Laura knows.
Believe me, I have no clue.
Reach down. Oh, reach down to me.
Do what now?
Reach down.
Reach down.
Reach down.
Reach down inside me through the centuries.
Sorry, I don't see how I can do that.
Brr.
Now you have to trust your guide. That's the only way to reach inside.
Brenda knows. Brenda shows. Brr.
See? You didn't know? You're yourself and Brenda too. So just do what you see Brenda do.
Brr.
Oh, oh, oh.
Now reach inside.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Please, take this. Let me put it in your hands.
Oh! Look! Oh God, just look! My hands are warm! So warm, my fingers move like they're reborn. But Mom, what did you give me? Oh, I've already lost it.
No, the spring is flowing, hear it? So at least for a little while, you have it. It's just a little dancing squiggle. Think of it as a map to this place where the tree grows and the spring flows. You'll find remembering is the hard part. Show this to your mom and dad when you get home. See if they remember. That may be all you need to do. I think the next step is for your mother, not for you.
Alone in the night, we grow in the earth we find, wherever we find it.
The earth in the forest, the earth in your body, the earth in your mind.
It's not that we would have it so. Our story only speaks to us as we unwind it. It says to us,
Reach down.
reach in.
Reach through.
But night and day, year by year, some stubbornness keeps closing out our dance.
We're dancing.
Reaching.
But days and nights go by. We're just dancing.
Until the stubborn one can sense the spring can't flow.
Brenda waits and watches. Brenda loves and wants to help. But how? She doesn't know. How?
Mom?
Yes, dear.
Mom, I have something I need to ask you.
Even though you hate me? Sorry, I'm kidding. What is it?
It's something that's very important to me.
Yes, I can see that. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
I've been trying and trying to figure out how to ask you.
It's been worrying you, hasn't it? You've been carrying a heavy burden?
I'm so afraid you'll laugh.
Somehow I don't think that's likely.
Mom?
Yes, dear?
Are you a tree?
Well, what do you say to a little medication? Time now, isn't it? Past time, I'd say.
No, but are you? I mean, really.
Just now, I thought of 1,000 awful things you might be afraid to ask me, but somehow that wasn't one of them. Now, where are your pills?
I knew you'd laugh.
Do you hear me laughing? When my daughter asks me,
If you're a tree.
I think it's very serious. Laura, help me. Where are your pills?
But you didn't answer me.
No, Laura, your mother is not a tree.
I think she is, though.
For heaven's sake, how did you ever get such a crazy idea in your head?
Someone told me, and I think he knows.
Well, he doesn't. Who told you?
My father.
I'm sorry. Now I can't help laughing. Your father told you I was a tree.
I think so. I think that's right. You have to help me, Mom. I'm very confused.
Well, that's a very imaginative statement. She's a tree. Your father is not an imaginative man.
But he didn't just tell me, he showed me. He kept pestering me. He wouldn't leave me alone until I...
Until you what?
Until I talked to the tree. I talked to you, Mom, and you heard me. I put my hands inside you, and then there was this shiver, or like a flame or a fountain from the tree, and now look.
Oh my God.
See, I can move all my fingers again, just like new. When I got home last night...
Well, after 2 a.m.
I played the piano.
I heard.
It was awful, like it's always been, and it made me so happy.
Well, isn't that grand? I can't tell you how pleased I am for you, but...
And last night, there was a measurable flow in the gauge. Did Dad tell you?
No, he didn't.
Well, there was.
Did you see the reading?
Mom, I can feel it. Ask Dad. You'll see. Since I came home, it's getting weaker, but I can still feel it moving in my fingers. Did you ever feel that, Mom?
Is that what trees feel?
I think so, if they're healthy. But you said we have to feel it too, or the current doesn't flow. When we feel it too, we close some kind of circuit and the current can flow.
I said that.
When I put my hands inside you.
When I was a tree.
Or in the tree, I'm not sure. Oh, Mom, I'm completely bonkers, aren't I?
Maybe. I'm not sure, Laura. I'm really not sure.
Mom, I can't stop thinking about that strange old man.
Your father?
No, I don't know why I said that. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Well, we expected this. Dr. Richards said there might be ideational events.
Yeah, craziness.
No, it involves circulation to the brain, she said, and if that's disturbed in certain areas...
You act and talk and think just like a crazy person. What's the difference?
The difference is it's purely physiological, and that's what your pills are for.
Dr. Richards is a fool, don't you think? So infatuated with all her pills. Mom, there's a homeless old man who lives out in the woods. I know this part is real. He says his name is Jack.
Jack.
And he knows you and Dad. He knew your names. He gave me something to give to you. I know he's most likely just some sad soul who's lost out there, but when I look at what he gave me, it's like there's this voice saying, that's your father. That's your father lost out there in the woods. Strange stuff, really strange stuff is happening.
Like your mother talking to you from a tree.
Like feeling coming back in my fingers, like water reviving in the spring. It did, and somehow it just dissolves the world.
Or it causes ideational events.
I know, I sound like Brenda if she could talk, but something is happening out there, Mom. Will you look at what he gave me? He said you'd remember.
What is it?
I don't know, some sort of a swirly curly drawing, I guess you'd say. He called it a map. Does my father, I mean, Jack, whoever he is, know what he's talking about? Oh, God, please don't tell me. I can't stand it no matter what you say.
You got this from a homeless old man who lives in the woods? And he says his name is Jack.
He says he's known you and Dad a long time, and when you see this, there's something you'll remember. It's weird, isn't it? Sort of like two snakes dancing. You look at it and
your breathing changes.
It gets slower and deeper.
And it's like something is breathing you.
Margaret breathes. Margaret slows. Margaret breathes. Margaret knows.
Do you know, Mom? Do you know who he is?
This thing is like a drug. It's just not possible.
No, none of it's possible, is it? But if it was, would you know?
Laura, may I show this to your father? Your actual father?
He wanted you both to see it. Do you know, Mom? Do you remember?
Margaret knows.
I think I'm having an ideational event. I remember things that never could have happened.
Oh, I remember where your pills are. Shall I get you one?
Margaret remembers. She remembers the tree.
Oh, God, can the world just dissolve? All those years and everything I know?
Who is he, Mom? Who is he really?
I need to see your father now. I need to see my husband.
Brenda, hush.
Hush, Brenda! You bad, good, bad dog!
Brenda, come. Basket, Brenda.
Brenda! Come! Hey, Brenda! 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 Leash! Car! Vet! I had her put down.
You what?
I was right. The vet found something really bad. I forget the name. Some abnormal electrical energy in her brain. Powerful.
So you just had her euthanized? On the spot?
It had to be done. I didn't want the inevitable scenes with you and Laura, so I just did it. Or, you know, the vet did it. I just watched.
You watched?
Yeah. It was kind of cool. Never mind. Where's Laura? She might as well know now.
No.
It had to be done.
No.
I know. Don't say it. You hate me. Now, can I trust you to be a big girl about it?
No, you wanted to do it, but you didn't do it. Not even my father is that horrible.
You know, by the way, the flow at the gauge has increased in the last few days. Yet another strange coincidence. I don't suppose my helpful daughter knows anything about that.
Laura sensed it. She knew. And look, isn't that wonderful?
What?
Howard, her fingers.
Oh yeah, cool. Maybe a little suspicious, but no, really, that's cool.
That's how I know Brenda is alive, no matter what you tell me. The courage she helped me find is still flowing. Excuse me, I have to spend some time with someone who loves me.
You know, it might be for the best, dear. That's how we have to look at it. As long as we have to live together in this house.
Brenda! 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 But remember, I warned you. And here you are back again, some of you. So what do you think from now on? Maybe we're in this together. Dr. Richards says it's a traumatic brain injury. I'd bore you with the details, but I can't remember. My mind wanders. Sorry. I know it took 2 days before they found me. I was not in good shape. Brenda would have been there in minutes, but not Arapahoe County search and rescue. I was lying at the foot of a rocky ledge. An apparent accident under undetermined circumstances. They're playing it safe with that one, right? But you know what? I don't care what happened that night in the woods. I just want to go home. If Dr. Richards needs me to swallow a pill, if they need me to say this or say that, I do. Just so I can sleep in my own bed and see. Well, never mind, as my father likes to remind me.
She was just a dog. And dogs get sick and have to be put down. It happens every day.
He's not sentimental about Brenda. What can I do except forget? My mother says forgetting is an accomplishment, something to be proud of.
Anyone can remember and cling. It takes great courage and great maturity to forget, because that's moving on and facing the future. It was hard and you lost a friend. But when you look back, you'll just remember that this was the summer when you finally grew up.
Pretty sickening. Can you hear Brenda growling at her? Me too.
Your father didn't like Brenda.
Like her. I hated that dog.
So my father hated my dog. Well, what of it?
But he's not an ogre. That's not why he had her put down.
Of course not. I see that now.
She was adorable, but she was sick. And she really wasn't good for you.
What were we doing all last summer anyway, Brenda and me? Tomboy Sawyer and her faithful hound roaming the woods all through the summer nights. But sometimes a thing gets into you and can't find its way back out again. A tree that moves from place to place. A spring that flows from time to time. A crazy old man who knows things he shouldn't know. What did that drawing make my mother remember?
Why, nothing. What do you mean? It just made me a little dizzy, that's all.
She thinks she can decide what she remembers. Is that what you think too?
What is a memory anyway? If I remember something that didn't happen, I still have the memory, don't I? And what if I remember something that happened to someone else, my mother, say, before I was born? Something happened to her that she forgot, but when I get born and live for a while, I remember it. Can a memory travel? Does a memory die? Can it be born again?
Dr. Richards says she's much better. She says there's every possibility she'll make a full recovery.
My daughter is dead.
Maggie, for God's sake, she's coming home.
I know, and I'm thrilled. I am. She'll always be our Laura. But her spirit, Howard.
Oh, her spirit. She's depressed. She's medicated for that.
I don't mean her spirits. I mean her spirit.
As usual, Meg, I don't think you know what you mean.
No, you don't know what I mean, Howard. And I'd like to ask you a favor. I suppose it's a little late after all these years, but still.
All right. All right. Ask me already.
Would you please, just once, call me by my actual name?
Your name? Maggie? Meg.
No, Howard.
Megans? Margaret? You want me to call you Margaret?
If you wouldn't mind.
I haven't called you that since before we were married.
Exactly.
Maggie. Sorry, Margaret. Our daughter is coming home from the hospital.
Oh, I know.
She's better.
Her tests are better. Is our daughter better? Is our daughter even there anymore?
Would you please tell me what you're talking about, Margaret?
The light in her eyes, Howard.
The what?
The light in Laura's eyes. Where is it? You remember the light that used to shine from her eyes?
I remember she used to be very excitable.
She used to be alive. She was crazy and naive, and she hated us. But she was courageous. Her eyes sparkled, and she was wonderful. And she went out into the woods that night and tried to kill herself, jumped off a cliff, let's not mince words, because we wouldn't tell her the truth.
Oh, here we go. What truth? The truth about what? She was upset because her dog had to be put down.
Why did you hate Brenda so much?
Oh,
Because she knew something about the spring? I hoped you were joking, but what if she did? There's only one person who could have made that drawing Laura gave me.
you're out of your mind.
Maybe. And Laura was out of her mind. But our daughter and her dog unearthed a secret, didn't they? Our secret. It was calling and crying to them from the woods, and Laura had to leave her mind to go find it. That's what happened, Howard. It doesn't mean everything she said and did was crazy.
If you could hear yourself,
Yes.
you sound like one of those paranoid, mystical.
Go on. Paranoid, mystical, what?
Fools, ignorant losers.
Well, maybe they're on to something.
Megs, sorry. Margaret, we went through a bad time. A terrible thing happened to our daughter, but we're through it now. It's over.
It's a long way from over. Howard, what if your brother Jack is still alive?
Now you're having one of Laura's ideational events. Or have you been hanging out with Brenda?
That's no answer, Howard. You know it isn't.
You're being ridiculous.
But what if he is? What if it was our Jack she stumbled across out there in the woods, still haunting that same spot after all these years? It's awful to think about. For one thing, he'd be the owner of the White Springs Ranch, wouldn't he? He could claim it any time.
Wait. If he's haunting it, he's dead, right? He'd be a ghost? Is that what you're saying? Laura met Jack's ghost?
And he gave her a drawing, which I have in my drawer.
It proves nothing.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Sorry. Oh, God, it's you. It would be. The very last and final thing I need this horrible Christmas.
Hello there. Lovely to see you, as usual this time of year.
Where's the tree?
Now you're asking.
You don't know? I thought trees were your specialty.
There's a whole uproar in town. No Christmas tree, just this sad, dirty hole in the ground. Budget cuts, cultural sensitivity, whatever that may mean. What have you got there?
It's Brenda's leash. Silly. I was gonna... What have you got there?
No, it's silly. I was trying to remember the map.
It's not very good, is it?
It's pathetic. I don't remember anything.
I'm pathetic. It's no good wherever I go. I'm a plague on everyone's house.
Cheer up. Could be worse.
Yeah, how?
You could lose your way home.
As usual, I have no idea what you mean.
No, I mean, now I know what homeless is is all about.
What's it all about?
When you sort it out, Alfie. It's about not even being able to find the tree you sleep under, all right?
Yes, all right.
Yes, all right, whatever you say. I'm just a harmless little girl with no opinion of my own on any subject. What do you take me for, a surly girly?
No, I don't take you for a surly girly. I've never known what to take you for.
It's about losing the thing that's been torturing me all my life and missing it. Missing it, because without it, I have nothing. I am nothing. Just a homeless, insane old man who can't draw. Sorry.
Jack, what gets into you when you get like this?
It's not what gets in, it's what's trying to keep me out.
What do you mean?
How do I know what I mean? Stop asking me what I mean.
I thought you wanted me to know.
Whatever gave you that idea? Here, give me your stupid leash. We'll hang it up here next to my stupid drawing. There. The tree that isn't here this year is decorated, shining with...
Pathetic.
All things come from the mountain.
All things come from the mountain.
Jack, you were so kind to me last summer. That is, after you stopped tormenting me and calling me names, I thought even maybe you were concerned about me.
All things come from the mountain.
Oh, Christ, there it is.
All things come from the mountain.
All things come from the mountain.
It's back. It's back, so I'm saved or lost. I'm not sure which, but it happened when you came back, not your mother.
What do you mean, my mother? Why should she make any difference?
All things come from the mountain.
All things come from the mountain.
You want to hear? I think this crazy old man can tell you. Think now. Do you want to hear?
I think I do, if it will help.
All things come from the mountain. Happy now?
That's lovely. What does it mean?
There you go again. How the hell do I know what it means?
All things come from the mountain.
All things come from the mountain.
All things come from the mountain.
Why do you keep saying it?
Because it's being said. That must mean they finally remembered, so they won't leave me alone now, no matter where I go, no matter what I do. For Christ's sake, you're just a kid. What the hell's the matter with you? Why are you still standing here?
Good question. I have an awful feeling you're showing me my future.
This is a disaster. I'm not happy. You're not happy. It's not happy. What do I mean?
Yeah? What do you mean it's not happy?
That thing out there, you saw.
The tree. The tree's not happy? Is it still out there somewhere?
Yes, the tree. The goddamn tree. I've spent my whole life without ever knowing what it is, what it wants.
All things come from the mountain.
All things come from the mountain.
It's suffering. I know it's wounded. It's forgetting and remembering, just like me, when it starts telling its story out loud to anyone who will listen.
Must be grateful it has you.
It's suffering. It's unhappy. It needs help.
Tell me, Jack. It's all right. Just tell me.
Tell you? What more should I tell you?
What it's saying. So maybe we can find it again.
All things come from the mountain.
All things come from the mountain.
All things come from the mountain. All things come from the mountain.
Now we remember.
All things come from the mountain.
Because deep within it, in its heart, are two secrets.
One dark and one light.
The mountain was born when the earth looked up from her fullness and saw this brilliance of the sky above her.
The mountain was born when the sky looked down from his brilliance and saw the richness of the earth below him.
Then a fathomless love was born, and in that moment, the mountain appeared.
And in its heart, the sky left a seed of his radiating brilliance.
And in its heart, the earth left a seed of her pulsating fertility.
And the water of life flowed out from the heart of the mountain.
Underground, seeking and opening.
Into the hearts of men.
Into the hearts of women.
How do you do that?
Do what?
This. What you're doing. Putting a spell on me, making me dream.
Laura, one day I had to give up knowing.
But what are you doing right now?
I don't know. I don't know. Living, listening to a story from long before we were born, a story that's being whispered right now, a story no one hears anymore.
I heard it. I saw it.
You asked for it. Too late to back out now.
It's like something got inside me and now it's breathing the story in and out. Who's telling us that story, Jack? Is it the tree? Is it coming from the mountain? Who's the storyteller?
At the foot of the mountain.
At the foot of the mountain.
At the foot of the mountain, a people were blessed.
At the foot of the mountain, a people were blessed.
Because the secretly flowing water of life
found its opening and burst forth there in the land where they live.
They drank of it, and they felt that in their own hearts too.
There was a black seed
And a light seed.
Lying close together.
Dancing a quiet dance.
One with the other.
In the heart of the mountain. And they knew as long as the dance went on.
In their own hearts.
In the heart of the tree.
In the heart of the mountain.
The water would continue to flow.
Jack, is this some crazy old legend about our spring, like a folk tale?
I don't think it's a folk tale.
What then? Are you just making this all up as you go along?
This sounds insane, all right?
Oh, count me in.
I think the tree is finally remembering its own story.
Right, and it's telling us because...
The story can't get to where it's going. It needs a road to travel on, and that road runs right through our sinews, right through our bones, through our hearts. Oh, God. Is this any easier when you're young?
It isn't easy. Was it for you?
I didn't have to go through this when I was young. Lucky me. Lucky you. You get to do it when you're young. I have to do it when I'm old.
The dance. The dance. The dance of dark and light.
The dance. The dance. The dance is all demanding.
The dance of dark and light is all demanding, ceaseless, never gives rest.
Back and forth.
In and out.
Up and down.
Sane or crazy? Which are you?
Go ahead. Take the flowing water. Use it for your profit and refuse the dance.
Go on, forget. Forget. Forget the earth, the sky, the mountain. Forget the miracle that they made that makes your heart beat.
Go on. Go on. Go on. Forget.
You know you will.
You have already.
If on the earth the keepers of the spring have both forgotten, when they are summoned to withstand the dance of dark and light,
How can the spirit who is animal and God together descend the mountain, bearing in his arms the newborn life?
we call you,
Call you,
and for a moment you may hear.
but can you find us? Or must we go on calling every day?
Oh, can we find somewhere a humble messenger whose heart knows no forgetting?
A heart so humble, death itself can't stop her pointing out the way.
Jack, Brenda is dead.
God, what happened?
My dad. My dad had her put to sleep.
Had her murdered, you mean?
Yes, exactly. My father took out a contract on my dog. Dogs get sick and have to be put down. It happens every day.
She was your guide. You loved her.
Poor Brenda. The perfect, humble messenger.
Look, I know it's me they want, but I don't see how it could possibly be you.
It was the two of us they told their story to just now. Who else could it be?
Laura, do you realize you've never once asked me how I know your mom and dad?
Everything last summer was so bizarre and confused, and then
Yeah. Then you, and the night when you, that was the night I lost the tree. I knew you were in the woods searching, couldn't find us. When you, the tree screamed like it was in pain. That never happened before. I blacked out just like you, woke up here, no idea how. I keep trying to find my way back.
a heart so humble death itself can't stop her pointing out the way.
Laura, it's right in front of you, just a heartbeat away.
Don't tell me. No, wait, I don't mean that. Tell me.
Brenda cries. Brenda howls all night, but no one hears. No one sees. You see? Oh, the wind is whistling, the wind in the trees. Brenda is lost. Brenda can't find her home, can't find the tree. Brenda is lost, lost without Laura. Is Laura lost without me?
Mom, remember the day I finally came home from the hospital? Dr. Richards cut my meds down from 10 kilotons a day to just 1. That's what it felt like. I was sitting on my bed, getting my things together, wearing my actual clothes, when you and Dad walked in, remember?
Yes, I do, very clearly.
I looked up and saw the two of you together, and I got lightheaded and almost passed out, right? Something suddenly pulled on the strings around my heart, that's why. Only I didn't know what it was, but that crazy Jack knows. He's completely insane, but unfortunately he knows what he's talking about.
And what does Jack know?
What's making the air in our house so thick and heavy, impossible to breathe. It's not molasses after all, Mom. It's sadness. Sadness. That's what I heard in the forest all last summer. That's what Brenda heard so loud and clear. The forest all around us is terribly, terribly sad. Sadder even than we are. It's mourning something. Something should have happened out there a long time ago, but it didn't. It's a terrible, terrible tragedy that it never happened. It's the kind of tragedy that makes you not want to open your eyes, not want to get out of bed in the morning, the kind that makes you hate everything.
And do you think you're the first woman who ever felt like that?
You mean you felt it too?
Well, my life isn't quite over yet, you know.
You still feel it?
Oh, believe me, I know the feeling you're talking about, darling. Know it all too well.
But you've never said a word about it to me, not once in my whole life.
Well, what's the point? You said it yourself. It's just an endless, bottomless pit of sorrow. Why speak of it? Why let the black snake bite you?
Because it's not just our sadness. You feel that too, don't you?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Really, Laura, I don't know and I don't want to know. And it's certainly not a topic for Christmas Eve, all right? Of all the things we could be talking over on this night.
But maybe it's what this night is trying to tell us, because we don't just feel it inside, do we?
I don't know what you mean.
But you do, Mom. We hear it too, don't we? We're really crying, aren't we, Mom? All the time, only we don't know it, and no one can hear us. We can't even hear ourselves. But it's not just us crying, is it? Something is crying to us and for us on this night.
That's a lovely way to put it. I mean, it would be if it
You
had...
hear it, don't you? You do. I know you do.
Suddenly my daughter who hates me knows so much about me.
Did you hear it on this night? Years ago, calling to you, and you followed it. You didn't you? Mom, please, just tell me the truth one time. Please. Who was calling to you from the woods that Christmas Eve before I was born? The spring? The tree? Dad's brother, Uncle Jack. Is that how you found your way there? You heard and you followed? That's when you were brave, Mom. That's when you were right.
Laura, now you're just acting crazy. I want you to come inside.
Mom, I can't hear her. Brenda is somewhere calling me and I can't hear a thing.
That's enough now. Your dog is dead, Laura. Now I want you to accept it before it's too late.
I'm going, Mom. Brenda needs me. Jack needs me. Something needs us all tonight, so it can be born there among the trees and the stones and the strangled waters.
Laura, please stop this. All right, there's something in what you say, but it's just some twisted dream we're doomed to share for some ungodly reason. Some mother and daughter madness. Believe me, we're not the first. Don't give in to it. You can still be normal. Have a husband and a family, a sane, normal life with your medication. It's what I've done.
Oh, I know. You and Dad and Dr. Richards, what a team. Between the three of you, you've strangled your life.
Don't go. Oh God, Laura, don't leave me in this nightmare alone. Howard! Howard!
Where's Laura?
Gone.
Gone where?
Can't you guess? Oh, Howard, it's happening all over again, this time to Laura, who never did anything to deserve it.
Well, neither did you. Neither did we. It was a crazy, tragic accident decades ago, and nobody knows what the hell really happened. No one can ever know.
I know. I've always known. And Laura's finding out right now. Howard, I can't stand this.
Okay, relax, will you? We just have to track her down. Come on, Megs. Margaret, I mean, Laura can't help being a hysterical teenager, but you're a grown woman.
It doesn't care about that.
It doesn't care?
This thing that has its hooks, or no, its roots in us, and now it's sinking them into Laura.
What? For the sweet Lord's sake, what thing?
It's too late to play dumb, Howard, or play smart, whichever we've been doing. It's like death.
Oh my God. Have you taken your pills?
No, I stopped.
And naturally, Laura hasn't taken hers.
She refused, like I should have done.
I tell you what, I'll take them. Bring them on. You've each got the recommended dose for being crazy. I figure mine should be twice that for putting up with you.
Death comes, though, doesn't it? It doesn't care what you're doing or what you believe. It doesn't care if you took your pills. At some moment, it comes and it claims you.
Now, do you see what happens when you're off your medication? You become a philosopher.
No, just a woman who feels the end closing in.
Come on, Megs, focus. Would you please? Our daughter is having some kind of relapse. That's all. We just need to bring her home.
No! We need to go out there and find that place again, where it all happened when we were so young. That's where Laura will be. We need to be with her in the woods tonight, and with Jack.
Do you think I haven't tried? We've lived here all these years and I've never tried to find that place again? Where my brother disappeared in some freak tremor or landslide or whatever it was. I've never tried to find out for sure. Is that what you think?
You've been out there?
Yes. Many times. Because contrary to what you seem to believe, I don't just turn away. I don't just deny. I face facts.
You believe that, don't you? You really do.
It's all changed, Meg. Margaret, I mean. Nothing was the same after that thing happened. Even the geologists couldn't decide what the hell to call it. A tremor, a quake, the ancestors' hoedown on the roof of the world when it came. It changed the whole forest. All the trails are gone. There are pits where there used to be hills and ridges where there used to be sloughs. Do you get it? It's gone. Poor Jack got caught in all that, and we just got out in time.
But we didn't.
We didn't? God, impossible. Then why are we standing here and Jack's been gone for 30 years?
But we're not here either. Don't you understand? We've never been anywhere since that day. Poor Jack, it breaks my heart.
It breaks your heart? Jack was my brother. What was he to you?
I'm going out there.
I asked you a question, Margaret. What was my brother Jack to you?
Laura is brave enough to face it like I almost was once. I'm going to find her.
It's dark. We need help. We'll call search and rescue. We need lights and maybe a dog, or they'll be looking for 3 of us tomorrow.
A dog? You think a dog can find Laura? A beautiful, prescient creature with a loving spirit is what she lost. Now all the poor girl's got her parents.
Margaret, you're so obsessed with the truth after all these years. What happened out there that Christmas Eve between you and Jack?
Nothing happened. Everything happened. I ran away.
Tell me!
I'm telling you! That morning, Jack gave me something. He gave me this.
It's that drawing Laura gave you.
Look again. That one was done recently. This one is 30 years old.
It is, isn't it? It's 2 snakes. Oh, how does it do that? It grabs the muscles around your heart and it practically makes you hyperventilate.
I completely forgot I ever had it, but it's never stopped breathing me.
Oh my God. Our marriage has never once been real, has it? No, that's perfect. Jack was never real to me. We grew up in the same house, brothers, but when I was with him, I was always looking again, trying to make sure there was really someone there beside me. Of course, you would have loved that. Uncertainty, mystery. So you saw him behind my back.
When Jack looked at me, suddenly I wasn't alone.
And when I looked at you,
it was different. When your brother looked at me, it was like a gentle light was shyly approaching dark corners and asking permission. No one had ever asked me for anything. And I was just like, Laura, poor darling. Was I crazy? Was the world under a spell?
You never talked that way to me.
And you never noticed. But I started talking to Jack. I was like a dam ready to burst. So I followed his map out to the spring that night. It was the most beautiful night I ever remember. A full moon filled up the sky. There had been rain and the woods were moist and fragrant. I could hear the spring running, fast and full. Jack stood there, head down, looking so sad. I thought he was asleep on his feet, dreaming a sad dream. I walked up to him as quietly as I could and touched his shoulder. As he opened his eyes and began to shine his gentle light on me, the woods started to tremble, the sky started to tremble, the earth started to tremble. Then your brother touched me for the first and only time. Something wonderful happened. Something terrible happened. He was on the ground and everything was breaking apart. He called to me to help him. And I ran away. I ran away.
Uncle Jack? Uncle Jack? I know you're out here at the spring, wherever it is tonight. You are, I know you are. You must be. Brenda, are you out here, girl? She's with you, isn't she, Uncle Jack? She just got lost, my darling girl, but now she's with you at the spring. The two of you were together. Oh, what about me? I'm done apologizing for any of this. You saw this coming, right? Well, I didn't. None of it. How could this happen? Uncle Jack, Brenda? God, my heart hurts. How can it be frozen through and through and still ache like it wants to give birth? Oh God, is my heart beating? I feel my heart beating, I do. Yes, oh, yes. Oh, Brenda, what can we do? What can we do? There's so much grief. A throbbing river of grief. Enough to flood a whole forest, but somewhere, someone's heart is beating. And I'm getting closer this way, right? I'm coming, girl. I'm coming to you. Keep calling. Keep calling me. Oh, I hear you in my heart. Uncle Jack! Uncle Jack!
Arapahoe County Search and Rescue. This is Howard Spangler out at the White Springs Ranch. It's nice to hear your voice too. Yes, it has been a while, hasn't it? A betting pool there in your office on when you'd hear from us again. I see. And how did you come out? Oh, that's wonderful. Enjoy your steak dinner. Yes, have some extra mushrooms on me. No, I'm glad I could help. Now, I'm afraid both my wife and my daughter are in trouble again tonight. Both very distraught and both off their medication. So, well, yes, I believe that's the exact prescription that my wife, and that would be my daughter Laura's. Yes. Is all this on file linked to our phone number or something? Oh, it's common knowledge, is it? Yes, I imagine nights in the dispatch office there must be long without much to talk about. So we help fill the void, do we? No, I had no idea. Well, they're both in a very distraught condition, as I said, and I'm afraid they both wandered off into the woods near our house. No, we really haven't had good luck in that particular patch of woods, have we? So if you could send a search party out to the house. Not tonight. Next Tuesday afternoon. You're joking, right? I can do what? Book online? Yes, I'm sure it's very convenient. And you accept Bitcoin. Tell me, what time does your shift end? Thank you. I'll be sure to wait till then, plus a good half hour before I call back!
Oh!
In the depths of darkness, Brenda's calling Laura, calling Jack.
They're on their way.
They're coming back.
Ow!
Oh!
Brenda's voice has changed. She can't use words. But this time Brenda knows they heard.
Oh, thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda.
Now the keepers of the spring can surely find us. They'll follow Brenda like a shining star.
Through the place where they can do the dance that finally brings them face to face with who they are.
Brenda, you humble, death-defying messenger, I heard you in my inmost heart. I ran to get here one last time before they let the madness start. Oh.
Oh, Uncle Jack, you kept your faith and waited years for us to remember.
And this rumbling means tonight's the night you get to play your part.
It's finally time again.
Hear the overture?
Just listen. Feel the ground.
Oh, God, that sound again. But things are different this time round. It's not too late for me to lead a normal life, but not out here, in town.
There is no town.
You know there isn't.
Not tonight.
Brenda, I'm so sorry. I've let these spirits wreck my life. I'm afraid I must have nothing more to do with you.
You cried with us.
I know. I was weak. I was lost.
You sang with us.
I never sang.
You sang.
You cried.
You danced.
Oh, right, I did. Didn't I? I was possessed. Ah!
You waited years for just this chance.
See again the two snakes and their midnight dance.
Oh, God, they're back. Oh, why can't I summon up the will to stop this anymore?
Oh, come on. Say you welcome us.
And join us in our sinuous dancing like you did before.
Come on, consent, so we can summon.
Summon what?
So we can finally summon one more time.
Oh! Oh, Margaret! Oh, but you ran away.
That other Margaret, such a coward, deaf and blind. She refused to call him all these years, the only one who's strong enough to shed these tears.
The mighty redhead banded bear spirit, I remember. I remember what he carried in his arms, but I was out of my mind raving. Oh, why does this shaking bring it back to me?
Have you been listening? It's time again. Why this uncertainty?
Your tears will call him with his gift when the keepers of the spring receive it.
The spring will flow.
The spring will flow again abundantly.
Uncle Jack!
How strange. Finally, hear you call me that.
My God, what's happening tonight?
There you go again. Asking good old Uncle Jack.
Brenda called me. I heard her weeping in my heart, but then this rumbling started. Is the world ending?
Ending or beginning, catching up with us, that's certain.
I just came for Brenda. Oh, Uncle Jack, she needs me.
Laura's mother needs her.
Brenda, where are you, girl?
Brenda's in the tree, where your mother
And her mother.
And her mother were, and where you'll be.
Brenda, Mom? Oh, God, Uncle Jack, this is all completely bonkers, isn't it? Well, what am I doing here?
Laura's listening to us.
Weeping with us.
Following a trail of tears still waiting to be shed.
Following your heart, you said.
My heart. While the world ends, while my mother and my dog's departed spirit call me from a ghostly evergreen.
When the world ends, it's bound to end impossibly.
It's too weird. I don't want it.
Oh, I know. Who does? But here we are.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I just want to fit in. I just want to be like everybody else.
Oh, wouldn't that be sweet? If only that could be. If only we could all be what we think all the others get to be.
Laura's ready. Laura knows.
I don't. I can't. I won't.
Laura's ready. Here she goes.
Oh, my God. You weren't kidding. They really do come out of the earth and dance.
Even way back then, something told me you could make a tree.
This is horrible.
Maybe so. You know it's senseless and useless if we don't consent.
Consent? Oh, me consent to this? I am not an insane homeless person. I do not suffer from delusions. Wait, see, I brought my pills. Thank God. Oh, shit. I should have known it's back. That horrible buzzing emptiness where my heart should be. All my life. All my mother's life. I can't go back to carrying that empty heart inside me. I'd rather die. Oh, Jack, I'd rather die. I'd rather die right now.
Laura? Is that you? Are you inside a tree?
You came, Mom. All this is you. Oh, can't you see? I'm here because it's what you had to do, not me.
Who is that there beside you? Jack? Are you real? Are you alive? Oh, darling Jack, can that be you I see?
Oh, Margaret, I forgot. I waited. It's all I've ever learned to do. But calling, waiting, I got old like you.
Who are you? Where's that gentle boy? Where's Jack? Where is he? Yes, I recognize. Up close. This time, let me hold you. No, get away. Don't come closer. Don't you dare touch me. You can't come in. I absolutely won't allow it.
Mom, it's awful, but it's what we have to do.
Margaret, if you shut those two out, you're shutting me out too.
You're wrong. This isn't me. It isn't you. I unshakably forbid it. No.
Yes!
Oh.
Yes!
Yes! Oh, open to him. Open, Mom, just look at what he's trying to give you.
No. Ah!
Laura, what have you done? Oh my God, Jack. Is that you beside my daughter? Laura, what have you done to your mother?
Mom? Dad? Uncle Jack?
This way. This time. This way.
Brenda, where are you, girl? Where's it all gone?
Follow Brenda. Brenda shows. Brenda knows. The tree is moving on.
Well, it's finally come. A long-awaited Christmas morning. Here we are. And the surly girlie who spoke to you so shyly from a frozen dream in the night just a little while ago, remember? Come the dawn, she's gone. Now there's just me.
Here we are again. What a pair. Christmas morning in the courthouse square.
I guess I'll never be surprised to see you now, no matter where we are. You look amazing.
I've never been interested in clothes, but this is an outfit.
But you can't go around like that in public. Someone will shoot you with a tranquilizer dart, put you in a wheelbarrow, and haul you back to the zoo.
Whatever's left of it.
I searched and stumbled and searched. Finally, I found I'd stumbled my way back to town. Search and rescue has me booked for next spring.
Laura, we saw your mother die. Your dad might make it back somehow.
I don't think so. I'm still here, so I think they must both be gone. It's crazy, isn't it?
Oh, yes. And probably it's right. I'm very sorry for your loss, Laura. And for your gain, too, for that matter.
Oh, God. How can something so completely heartless be so true? Both my mother and my father swept away in last night's madness. Oh, Uncle Jack, why couldn't I have loved them? Really loved them, put everything else aside, forgiven everything, and loved them both with all my heart while they were here.
Listen, Laura, don't distress yourself too much. You were busy being healed.
Thank you, Uncle Jack. I'm sorry for your loss and for your gain, too. Does all this make us keepers of the spring?
Well, maybe you will be. I'm just an old man finally living in a house that won't fall down. Come visit. You know the way.
Do I? To the tree that comes and goes? To the thing it asks and shows, is there a way? I just feel my heart beating and beating right here, where there's been no Christmas tree this year.
Right and left and back and forth.
In and out and up and down.
And in my beating heart, somehow I know on this terrible Christmas morning, the woods are joyful and the waters flow.
This time now.
And who is it that's always with me now? Inside, outside, close beside, breathing each breath with me, saying my name.
Laura. Laura. Laura.
Whispering.
Turn your eyes to me. Turn your eyes to me. Turn your eyes to me. Oh, turn your eyes to me just for a moment. Turn your eyes to me.
Oh, God. Mom. So many tears and so much pain. It's the earth. The whole earth. It's not just sad. It's wounded. So wounded. So am I. So are we. Oh, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
At last,
At last.
the stage is set, rehearsals done.
Now for the dance that makes us one.
Ready, Laura? Brenda can't touch you anymore, but there's still one thing that she can show. Laura, watch them. Christmas morning, one show only. They reveal a secret Brenda knows that Laura's ready now to see and feel.
To start the dance, we have to bite.
We have to set our teeth deep beneath your skin.
So you can let our deadly memory in. But when we dance back into the tree, its new heart opens and its tender beating can begin.
Won't say yes.
Oh, heavens, no. Why would you? You'd be crazy.
But we stay with you until you do.
Well, either way.
We stay with you until the dance is done.
Then in secret you renew.
Then the spring flows free, untamed.
And the spirit comes in strange disguise and brings his gift that can't be named.
Much, much, oh, so much will pass away. We'll shudder with your shrieks, your cries, your anguish dances.
But later we'll be standing by, and we'll join in when your hymn of thanks commences.
Brenda loves Laura. Brenda loves Jack. Oh, Laura, Brenda loves you right and left and forth and back, in and out and up and down. This time, this time, this time, now.
Have I left the world or found my way back? Now, with every moment, a quivering dance remakes my heart. Right and left and back and forth, in and out and up and down.
This time, this time, this time, now.
My mother and my father both are gone. And now, this very Christmas, a great tree is shining with light. No one made it. No, it makes us now.
Now,
And now,
Aching and pulsing,
Pulsing and flowing.
Glowing and shining.
Over the woods, over our city, nourished by a secret spring. Tenderly holding in its heart a child, bringing each of us this life.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. The new light is in your heart, it's in my heart, and that's why we have to be good to our hearts, because each one is carrying something precious inside that can light up the future. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Good night.